As for election 2020, the widow of longtime Republican Senator John McCain has publicly announced her support for Vice President Joe Biden. Yesterday, she spoke to several news outlets about her decision. Take a listen.
I've covered you and your family over two John McCain presidential campaigns. In 1999, if someone had told me that you would be endorsing a Democratic presidential candidate, I would not have believed them.
I certainly understand that. I wouldn't have believed it. So I'm just glad to be a part of this campaign and glad to be, obviously listening and being able to be helpful within this issue of electing Joe Biden. But let me say, if I may first, I pray for the community of Louisville right now. This is a perfect example of why it's so necessary to listen to our communities, listen to people of color, of different people that are different, people that are the same. We have to sit down now and really try to mend this, and Joe Biden's the one person that can do that.
President Trump responded by tweeting, quote, "I hardly know Cindy McCain other than having put her on a committee at her husband's request. Joe Biden was John McCain's lapdog. So many bad decisions on endless wars and VA, which I brought from horror show to high approval. Never a fan of John, Cindy can have Sleepy Joe."
Cindy McCain is not the only Republican deciding to vote blue this presidential cycle. Cronkite News reporter Tina Guiliano spoke with some former McCain staffers who are now Biden supporters.
Bettina Nava doesn't care if the next resident of the White House is a Republican politician or a Democratic politician, as long as it's a civil politician.
We just do need a return to civility.
Nava is one of more than 100 former aides to the late Republican Senator John McCain, who signed a letter endorsing the Democratic nominee for President Joe Biden. They said their letter echoed McCain's 2008 presidential campaign motto, "Country First."
The spirit of it is that it's about putting our country first. It's about the evolution of democracy. It's about refusing to impose our value system on someone else.
Values the aides said were embodied in their former boss.
Because we keep trying to find a way to win without help from across the aisle.
Wes Gullett, one of the McCain alums, said it's about bringing the country together.
That was a hallmark of John McCain. That was something many of us worked for him, was his willingness to work across party lines to get things done, while still keeping that compass, that Republican North Star.
The McCain aides are a part of a growing chorus of Republicans who have expressed support for Biden. Former Arizona Congressman Jim Colby said it comes down to who is the right person for the job.
There is no one political party, either the Republican or the Democrat, that has a lock on all the right answers to things. That's just isn't the way it is.
Colby was a part of two other groups of Republicans who publicly endorsed Biden, not for policy, but for personality.
So while I have certainly disagreements with Vice President Biden over some policies, I think that he is the much better choice.
Colby's endorsements came during the Republican National Convention, as did the McCain staffers letter. Jason Rose, a Republican political consultant in Arizona, said the timing was no accident.
I think this was a smart move by the Biden campaign, and certainly a sincere effort by McCain staffers who have the president.
For Nava, this election season provides Americans with a chance to heal.
This president, although I don't disagree with him on everything, does tend to stoke division, and it's a division that we're not healing from.
To their part, Trump campaign officials recently told Cronkite News that they have a solid support system and a record of success that will carry them straight into November. In Washington, Tina Guiliano, Cronkite News.
According to ABC News and Washington Post public opinion surveys released yesterday, Trump currently holds a 1-point edge over the former vice president among likely voters in Arizona.